On the stand side of the ground, kicks it further around the field. He's going to try and keep it in play, but there's been a push in the back, I'd say, to Colpin. This is why, or is the umpire?
No, he signalled it out of bounds. That ball was a foot inside the line.
I think our cameras were following it pretty clearly around the ground. It wasn't out, but he's given it out. But it doesn't matter that much now, Ted.
Not really, Phil.
Not as far as the result is concerned. Quinn tried to palm it down to Robbins. Robbins got it across here towards Forster, but Quinn now towards Cloak. Cloak up towards the forward zone. A battle going on. Keneally coming in, but coming out as Pruitt. He couldn't get the kick in. There's Keneally trying to come through. And holding the ball, says the umpire, and the free kick will be taken by Kane of Oakleigh. He's livened things up a bit since he came on. He's gone for the short pass, gets it across towards Ford, but Ford couldn't get in there. O'Brien is the player, trying to get away with it. O'Brien scoops it off the ground. Been difficult to select the best player for the pair of Creamer football boots, Ted.
It's been a difficult job, Phil, but I finally come up. There's about 10 players I could select, but I've gone for Peter Sinclair for his consistency and his drive all day long. He's gone out of the game a bit now in this final quarter, but he's been a tremendous player for Prahran.
There's Weeks getting the knockout from the ruck. It comes down towards Keneally. Ford is chipping in there. Ford trying to pick the ball up, couldn't do so. Scoops it off the ground, through towards Robbins. Robbins couldn't get away, and there's a tired lot of players out there at the present time. Oakleigh would feel a little worse for wear because they're the side that's down. And the public congregating around the race here. They're on the ground everywhere as we have a shot for goal. And it'll be touched through by Gunn to take Oakleigh on to 10-17, 77, with Prahran on 15-23, 113.
Only a few seconds left in this game now with Prahran 113 points to Oakleigh 77, and no doubt Prahran will have big celebrations tonight, and as Phil said, the crowd is over the fence now waiting to go out to congratulate these Prahran players on a magnificent performance here today in the 1973 Grand Final. Right from the public, halfway through the first quarter, they looked the winners.
Back it comes once again, and there'll be a replay of the second half of this game on Channel O tonight, immediately after our main movie, as Carr is trying to get through. He can't get away with the ball at all and dribbles it over the line. But
also Caulfield Football Club, Phil, will be having a replay of the Grand Final too, and their victory this year, and that will be at the Caulfield Town Hall on the 1st of October. A Grand Final replay of the Caulfield Premiership win.
Right, Ted. Well, now here's a kick about to be taken out here by David Wen. David Wen within scoring range. He's kicked a point in the game to date, and he's kicked a second point now, and that takes Oakleigh to 10-18, 78 to Prahran's 15-23, 113. 31 minutes have played into the last quarter, and many people leaving the ground at this stage. Although on the outer there, you'll see them in the background. There's quite a few staying to see it out. As Robbins now gets around, or tried to get around his opponents, holds the ball, but the umpire called play on as it comes through to Ford. Ford up towards the pocket position, off their hands down there to Gunn. Gunn passes out to Colpin, and Colpin now will clear it onto the half-back line, with Emsel racing across here. What a magnificent final series this player has had. He plays it to the wing on the stand side of the ground. And there it'll be forced over the line in the throw-in, and you can see the pack of people down here. The crowd over the fence, all crowding around the boundary line, and that's it. And so the final scores: Prahran 15-23, total of 113 to Oakleigh's 10-18, and that is a total of 78.
Okay, we're in the Prahran rooms at the moment. Charles Luck's just moving over, congratulating Peter Sinclair there. I'm going to get Kevin Rose over. I know he'll probably want to say hello to his players. Laurie Rippon just coming through, and it's a pretty tired Laurie Rippon too, being congratulated by the Prahran side here, and the players having a bit of trouble getting in the race because of the number of people that have congregated there. Jim Wright coming in, and we're still waiting for all the players to move in. I'll have Kevin Rose over just as soon as we can get near him, but Kevin's wanting to welcome the players as they come through the race, and they're trying to keep the public back at the moment. They are, and doing it quite effectively to let these players through, but it's a bit of a mix-up there in the race. president of the V.F.A, with me here too, Alec Gillon. A great win, Alec.
Yes, the best side in the day. Excellent climax to a season, yes.
Okay, players still making their way through too. Big weeks, who played a great game. Steve O'Brien. Brian Keneally, who I mentioned, has kept his grand final record intact. Brian, congratulations, you kept that grand final record intact. I believe yet to play in a losing grand final side.
I don't think I ever will now.
You might be retiring. Here's the club song. Okay, Kevin Rose. Kevin, can I just get a quick word with you over here, please?
When I've seen all the players.
Okay, well, Kevin wants to see all the players there. As we mentioned, he'd want to move around them, and he's still congratulating them all. We'll have him over in just a moment. We'll be talking with Ken Emsall, and it's a very excited Prahran side here. I think it's just thinking through that they've finally won it. One little fella that played a great game. Rod Hamilton, congratulations. How's it feel to win?
Oh, terrific.
Well, you had it won out there pretty early. It was a great first half, and that's what won it for you. Good on you, Rod. You're staying with Prahran. Good on you. Congratulations. Great game. Jack Morgan's here. Bert Sharma. Good win, Jack. Great. Bert, congratulations.
Thanks, Wayler.
Okay, we'll go through the song again. Moving over to us now. Kevin, congratulations. All the critics went against you. You told us Thursday night you'd win, and you won well.
Yes, it was tremendous, Peter.
Well, you yourself, you had to be talked into coaching the side this year. You had to win the last game to make the four, and I believe you're the first side to win the grand final from 4th place since 1st and 2nd division has been in.
Oh,
it's a big record.
Well, it's beautiful, but, you know, I must be a fool in coaching these fellas because they were superb, you know. That without players, you haven't got a chance. At no stage in the latter half of the year did they relent, you know. The players were absolutely tremendous, you know. I just couldn't say enough for them.
There must have been times during the season you were wondering whether you were going to make the four or not.
Yes, it was a bit of doubt for a while, but when we got going, when we settled into a pattern of play, there was no doubt that we were going to get in and we were going to do well.
Right, thanks very much.
Congratulations. And thanks very much for your support during the year.
Thank you. Okay, Alec Gillon, the president of the V.F.A, about to address the Prahran side.
We have some quiet thank you for Councillor Alec Gillon. Quiet thanks.
You won't get it.
Quiet thank you.
Mr. President, officials and supporters, I won't hold you up because I know this is so important that you claim as my purpose in being at the moment addressing you is to congratulate you. You're the best side on the day. You came from the 4th position to 1st, which is a wonderful performance. Congratulations.
Ken Emsall, if I can get up. I'm trying to get Ken Emsall to come forward. It's a pretty tired Ken Emsall too. Ken, congratulations. A great game on your part. You must have been very proud of the boys today.
Yes, we did it again. Everyone fired.